What does the future hold now for MGM, now that it's a part of Amazon? I would say quite a lot, but you're still going to get a lot of tired stuff coming out of the same old minds that are delivering you the tired stuff that you're getting now. You're just going to be getting them from a tech company instead. There's not going to be a whole lot of innovation here, and the word reimagine is going to get tossed around even more. Let's take a look at what some folks over at Variety and Hollywood Reporter think and see if we agree. I can tell you right now, I already know at least one of their predictions is accurate because, well, it's already out there. Here we go. When the $8.5 billion deal closed for MGM to be acquired by Amazon, well, I was a little disheartened. And then I guess I felt a little better when I heard that it's quite possible that the FTC and possibly the DOJ may still yet get involved in this acquisition, right? I hope so, because again, we need theaters, studios, all of these things to remain autonomous, not linked to one another. It's bad enough that the government went back on its decision to allow studios to purchase theaters again, and that I still think is a bad decision. We need all of these entities to remain separate, and as we've found, vertical integration leads to monopolistic practices, which gives us far less enjoyable content across the board. But that's for another video and another time. Let's talk about the future of MGM for now. Well, according to Variety's intelligence platform, or VIP, there are 3 predictions that they want to give us. Let's go from the story here. Amazon's $8.5 billion acquisition of MGM Holdings officially closed just last week. Oh, by the way, the 2 companies are already starting to collaborate, and they already had before, so this isn't new, at least according to the story here. Though it was being developed long before the transaction, an unscripted competition series inspired by James Bond franchise was already greenlit for Prime Video. In fact, we talked about this the other day. You're going to see some stupid reality-based thing based on James Bond, and very loosely. It's basically just a competition with the name James Bond slapped on it, so whatever. But reviewing the most recent big media mergers and acquisitions, they bring us a nice infographic here, including obviously the recent ones: Amazon MGM, Microsoft ZeniMax, Univision Holdings and Grupo Televisa, and Sony's acquisition of Bungie for $3.6 billion. Of course, it's pretty obvious the exploitation of MGM's intellectual property, but there are other less intuitive ideas as well to be had. The following 3 suggestions make perfect sense for MGM as a Amazon subsidiary. 1. Redeveloped planned Legally Blonde sequel as a Prime Video series. Long before Hello Sunshine Company sold to Blackstone, backed Candle Media for $900 million in 2021, Legally Blonde star Reese Witherspoon became known for her producing prowess as much as the roles that defined her career. But Reese Witherspoon began entertaining the notion of reprising her role as the fashion-clad lawyer in Legally Blonde for a 3rd film back in 2018. As of December 2021, the new sequel is still in development at MGM, making its planned release May 20th. This year is a clear no-go. Well, yeah, I would say it isn't going to happen. So, if the feature film is taking too long to put together, the studio presiding over it's now controlled by an entity with little interest in theatrical releases beyond meeting the awards season qualifications. It would make a lot of sense to use the pull of Witherspoon and Legally Blonde to boost Prime Original Series. Well, that makes sense, especially since TV scribe Mindy Kaling is already penning the script. Oh, so this is going to be an inferior product. Throw Mindy in there, inferior product gets pumped out. Kaling is mostly known for the hit series like The Mindy Project, Netflix's Never Have I Never, who cares? So Witherspoon and Kaling should be able to figure out how to make Legally Blonde work as a series too. If at that point I would guess Witherspoon is going to fall out of this. I don't think she's going to be terribly interested in that. Probably remain a producer. And we have an infographic for most streamed original work for obviously February. You can see from the 14th through the 20th that Inventing Anna was leading the charge. Love is Blind, second. Ozark, third. All three of those are Netflix. Then, of course, Reacher, which was very appealing to a lot of people, which is Amazon. Then Sweet Magnolias, which, again, Netflix. And then back to The Marvelous Miss Maisel on Amazon. And then everything else down to the bottom of the list would be Netflix, except for the very bottom, which is the Book of Barely Fed at 339 million minutes watched. 339 million minutes watched. It sounds like a lot. It's like they're artificially trying to increase your excitement about that number. It's not that much. Amazon should acquire Project 007 developer IO Interactive. Daniel Craig's iteration of James Bond wrapped with No Time to Die in October 2021, which meant, you know, they essentially killed James Bond, making it good timing for Amazon to seize the reins of MGM now and work out the next Bond cycle alongside copyright co-owner Danjaq from the ground up. In the meantime, Danish game studio and publisher IO Interactive is spearheading Bond's return to video games via Project 007. An origin story, the game doesn't currently have a release window, nor is its take on the MI6 spy modeled after Craig. Well, that's good to hear. At least we'll get a good Bond. But IO Interactive's recent trilogy of new Hitman games, which I actually love, was well received and should be enough to generate considerable interest in the studio's next endeavor, especially from Amazon itself. Could you imagine something that goes hand in hand with a film? That'd be amazing. I hope they actually do pull this off. As for release of the MMORPG game New World last fall amid the ongoing early access operation of its cloud gaming service Luna, which I still haven't even started using yet. I have the controller, I just haven't done anything with it. Amazon is firmly planted in the video game space. Okay, so they think Amazon should work with MGM to make a video game about 007. So there's basically two 007 ideas floating around out there. One of them is already in the process with reality show, and they want to regurge a bunch of stuff on Reese Witherspoon's Legally Blonde thing. They want to dive into gaming and pair that with MGM somehow. I don't know. That's really weird. And then finally, the third prediction they have is a Tomb Raider film sequel that goes straight to Prime Video. Well, there you go. This is one of the problems that I was going to have with this all along. Having MGM actually be held by Amazon meant they were not really going to start putting films back in theaters, which what's the point of a real film studio if it's not to put films into theaters? Well, I guess they think that content is more important. Well, so now you have more IP to put out more sub-content television product. Very disappointing. I will say this, and again, I will give them credit where it's due. Reacher was very good. Miss Maisel, pretty good. I don't know, but I do know that they are in the process of trying to reimagine Bond one more time for the big screen. At least that was the original plan before, MGM was teamed up with Amazon. They don't actually control Bond outright. That's held by others. And we'll see if they allow their franchise to be utilized for these purposes. I have a feeling we're going to continue to see things that are stripped away from MGM on former UA properties be utilized for more and more content. What does that mean for you and I? Fewer films, which is a problem. And frankly, this isn't the end of this road. You're going to see more mergers and acquisitions of these studios. You're going to see smaller studios acquired by large entities, whether it be, a big tech company or just a larger studio. I feel like we're still nowhere near the end. And anybody that's developing any kind of content right now is going to be up for grabs unless you're one of the, biggest fish in the pond. I still think there's a decent chance that you'll see some other properties that have, fallen out of favor find their way back into theaters via this MGM deal with, selling out to Amazon. I think Amazon still is going to want to compete when it comes to, you know, awards like the Oscars and things like that. Although I don't even know why you would care anymore based on the most recent Oscars. Outside of some shenanigans that artificially, temporarily raised some ratings, there was little to no interest in a very poorly produced Disney-run production for the Oscars. My prediction there, 6 more years of the Oscars gets us to 100 years, and that's it. I don't see it going beyond that, and that'll be a real shame. The same kind of shame that we're experiencing right now when it comes to a 100-year-old studio starting its first year as a big tech property. I don't know whether or not any of these predictions come true, couldn't matter less to me or probably anyone else, but I do see fewer opportunities for us to enjoy entertainment and more garbage masquerading as entertainment that's really nothing more than fan fiction and propaganda. I don't know what else to say. Hopefully you can, you know, give me some of your ideas as far as the predictions of things that could be made. Maybe a Pink Panther? I don't know. But again, let me know what you think in the comments down below. You can tell I'm really not super enthusiastic about this acquisition. I don't know what else to say. Support other independent creators out there, though, because they certainly are out there providing you fantastic content, and they aren't getting the kind of algorithmic bump that they need. So you can help by simply hitting the like button, subscribing, sharing their content, and of course commenting. It really does help with engagement, and it drives channel growth. So please, if you wouldn't mind, help me out. Believe me, I like to have a conversation, and I know other creators do as well. Do use those comments, right? With that being said, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, wash your hands, of course, because it's good hygiene. And until next time, bye.
Thanks for visiting today. Be sure you're subscribed and hit that for alerts.
Yay!
Of course, like and share all of the videos that you can, as it helps with the algorithm. Have a great day.